to be able to play it, but still, his comfort picks since even MSC 2022, the games that they are able to dominate in, death ball in, are the matches and games where he gets the utility junglers. And you can see that Apbr knows it. They're going to ban all three of Demonkite's most picked heroes in the jungle for utility, the Baxia, the Fredrin, the Martis. Meanwhile, for RGPH, this might be a Joy ban as well. 3 assassins for Mr. Kyle Teasy himself.
And with this, right, Apbr, what they're doing is they're forcing RSG to pick up Demonkite's hero in the first phase. If not, they will target more junglers in that second phase, which, again, that's a force move for RSG.
I do wonder, though, if you are putting so much emphasis onto one role, right there for both teams, it's all about the jungle, and we talked about how and why that is so important. But as I was about to say, the roamer also matters a lot, because that is mainly the person who's going to be assisting the jungle, trying to get dominance. After they've banned away the Arlet, notoriously used by Ogren to just monopolize all the kills in the game. Let's see the first pick here. Is it going to be a bit of a jungle?
Joy also is open, one hero that was mentioned by Miracle, and if not, they are looking for a more solid pick. Valentina, right? Perhaps Novaria can come into play, but Valentina, again, in the composition or in the hands of Fio, it's a deadly Valentina. Lethal one.
Valentina. I feel like it still has great potential, but now it's a bit more situational. We have seen games where the Valentina just could not find any odds of great significance. It's gonna be the Bruno, though. So just off the bat, Super Marco here having a bit more to throw around, a bit more weight to really use to try and bully the other side. Iman in that gold lane.
Okay. See here, 2 picks to respond this Bruno, right? 1-1, we talked about 1-1 who is available. We haven't really touched on Bruno, but yeah, I think Bruno is up there with 1-1, one of the more reliable gold laners now. Very hard to catch, and also deals a lot of damage when he has items. And there you go, the Joy will be picked up alongside Gwen. So Guinevere roam.
Now you're really confused, right? Guinevere can be flexed from the jungle in towards the roaming position. Heck, I honestly still think that even in the XP, it could still be flexed, but it's a long shot, right? Meanwhile, the Joy, same thing. Jungle XP, maybe this time roam is a bit too far-fetched. It's too far-fetched, for sure. But still, 2 flex picks in the first phase, 2 very meta prio flex picks that have been contested for the entirety of the group stages. But same goes for Apbr. They lock in a very secure pick, this Bruno. We mentioned about it. I think the 2 best gold laners for right now has to be Bruno and 1-1. Bruno for how much he's able to bully in lane, win that lane, but also create a snowball and even scale really well. He does everything really well. Has a good mid-game power spike, has a late game, has a lot of late game presence as well to be the sole carry and damage dealer. And on top of that, if you add Bruno with a pinch of utility, maybe even a more than a pinch of utility, a whole bucket of utility, that's Veramis and a Mathilda.
Yep. It's a solid damage output source and so many ways here to really save your gold laner from a big ambush. Of course, if the Guinevere gets to land the spatial migration onto Bruno, that knock-up is quite the significant crowd control, and they might be able to just go for a pick-off that happens a bit too fast. So I fully expect some purifiers to come in for Apbr. And for the side of RSGH, we gotta go for that Brody. More burst damage, but now it's they're kind of forced into a position where they gotta pull the trigger and they gotta do it fast.
The way I see it, Apbr and RSG, their composition as of yet, very fast heroes, right? Faramis, Mathilda picked up, even Bruno alongside with the guy, alongside with Mathilda, will move fast, will be very mobile, but also RSG, same story. Guinevere, Joy, very fast units who can just rotate, so I expect fast tempos here in the opening game of today.
It's the same amount of speed, but it's a different factor. of where the speed comes from AP Bren. It's the mobility, right? They're able to just maneuver around the map super fast with the help of the guiding wind, with also that Faramis using the Shadow Stampede. Meanwhile, RSGPH, they're fast in terms of how they can get their damage output out. This is a lot of burst to play with, and if AP Bren aren't careful, sure, they have a lot of utility, but they need to utilize those abilities at the right time. If they miss, just for a second, a millisecond even, Faramis gets a late Nether Realm, it's a late guiding wind, the Bruno is going bye-bye.
When the body
Absolutely
suffers,
deleted.
Your team
the
is
spirit
banned.
Now, with the
blooms.
Benedetta banned away as well, seems like AP Bren are still very concerned about the die potential, but I'm wondering, with so much utility for AP Bren, they seem to have the huge advantage in the neutral objective contest. And whether you like it or not, a lot of these games really come down to those lore dances, to those objective setups. And if RSGPH want to try and do that, I feel like they need some kind of big frontliner, first of all, or they need someone who can, you know, surprise the members of AP Bren, something that's a bit that can engage in a very unexpected way. Because otherwise, the only way for them to actually get ahead is to try and flank around. And we've seen that AP Bren are very well adapted to try and position to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Greatest inventions.
Okay, interesting bans here, right? For their last slots here, RSG, they opted for a Hellcurt ban here, very specific. Seems like they know their brethren very well. And AP Bren, they opted for an Angela that survives the first phase. We missed the Angela hero as well. Wasn't banned, wasn't picked in that first phase, and almost survived the second one. RSGPH, let's see here. How will they go about it? Kufra, which opens up. Kufra?
Novaria.
Novaria. Oh, I don't mind. Still with a flexible potential, keeping that Joy and Guinevere a big question mark, leaving that a big question mark towards AP Bren.
It all comes down to what Aqua really wants here. If they want to play front to back with that range, they can go for Nova. But if they want to synchronize with the rest of the team, dive
Nether
in
Realm,
with a lot of damage output, that's the Valentina. Not only can she join in these team fights, but she can also provide utility by stealing away the Circling Eagle, or most importantly, the Nether Realm.
Equalizer.
NR.
The what?
The NR.
The
Nether
NR,
Realm.
the Nether Realm.
The NR, you're right.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now with that in mind, with the possibility of the ultimates being stolen, AP Bren also want to try and be a bit more careful right here. They still lack a strong jungler if they really want to contest against the Guinevere, right? That's been so tanky, but still having a very healthy damage output, which is kind of obscene in my opinion.
What are they going to pick for TNT?
I'm
For
the
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa.
It's the Hayabusa.
The hunter of all
Wow.
the
The
evil
debut of
gods.
Hayabusa in MPLI 2023, and it comes from possibly the best assassin user in MPLI 2023.
This just got more interesting, right? With the Hayabusa, it was also a debut picker, right? But RSG will round their draft with the Terizla. Solid pick in that EXP going up against the Edith. I want to see that in this match. But yeah, Hayabusa and Joy. Thoughts, Harashi?
Man, Hayabusa and Joy, I feel like maybe later on Hayabusa, I think Hayabusa has more mobility, right? More ways to confuse his opponents. But Joy is just a lot more straightforward. And with only one target available, I think Joy will have a more difficult time in the beginning of the fight. But the longer it goes, the easier it is for the Joy to just get value after collecting all stacks. I do think though that RSG, they're gonna do this engage heavy strategy and then alternate the spatial migration with the penalty zone to confuse them. Like which one's going to be used for engage, which is going to be used for counter engage. That is a big question that AP Bren needs to solve.
Well, let's ride this roller coaster. Ooh, it's so fast. It's speed. Like their drafts here, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, AP Bren and RSGPH. Let's see who will strike first in this series.
Wow.
And shout out to the people designing this.
For sure, they deserve a big shout out as we enter the Land of Dawn for the first upper bracket match of the day. It's AP Bren versus RSG Philippines. MPLPH Season 12.5.
0.5. As predicted though, 3 purifies in the hands of AP Bren. You guys don't want to deal with all the possibilities of engagements without any way to outplay. Right now though, it's going to be a bit of a contesting situation. Later on, I think the Edith pick was so good. Kind of supplementing the lack of damage because that Faramis has damage, but that's later on. For the meantime, I think the Edith will try and fill in, sort of.
Well, again, let's note that Apbr, they rock and they bring 3 purifies in their composition. Really want to be secure and not be just the crowd control that RGBH has. It seems like a little bit too much here, so they need to juggle crowd control to their composition, their approach, so they can work it out.
That's a good spatial migration early on already. Baiting out a Purify from Ogwen in the first minute of the game. RGPH coming into this all out, guns banging.
They were just looking for a fight right there. But hey, Apbr, they know that it's not their time yet. They back away. They let Kaltizi do a bit of stealing in the jungle of Humankind. They have to wait. They're just playing it conservatively. Gonna make sure that they don't really fall victim to these skirmishes. They know that, especially pre-level 4, there's just so many more tools available to RSG. And with that in mind, I do wonder, are they gonna try and rush for level 4? Are they confident of trying to go for a fight only with the Netherrealm as their main advantage? Because remember, the Valentina is still in play.
2 minutes has elapsed and no first blood just yet here. Both teams though will rotate towards this turtle, this newt Miracle that has spawned here. Let's see here. Oh, Flat TZ is level 4 though. Let's see.
He was level 4 as well. It's going to be about the power spikes here. Nats already trying to zone Flap TZ away, gets an Earth Shatter and an Onward, bringing Nats back, and that's going to be the Quad Shadow connecting as that's another realm as well. Nats getting out of the vicinity. Flap TZ with a flicker forward, finding the kill, and now it's a retreat battle between Demon Kite and it's Kyle who secures it, like gets a big violent Requiem, but Flap TZ catches him in his escape.
No way.
Hugh still able to give the rest of the team the Nether Realm, and it's an all-out win for Apbr in the first neutral objective battle.
And that action was all for it is for the pause as we enter the Land of Dawn again. Ladies and gentlemen, Apbr established already a 1,000 goal lead here. RG, man, this is it seems small, but it's a huge 1,000.
Take a look at some of the emblems right here, though. Super Marco, actually, Weapon Mastery and Inspire.
Go solo, what?
Wow, not the guy I was supposed to be talking about, Kyle TZ. With the aggressive emblems right here, Assassin, and also the Rupture for extra penetration, making full use of it in this early game.
A ridiculous assassination by Kaltizi to another assassin as the Circular Eagle comes in from Ogwen just to buy the time, and Kaltizi dodges away from spatial migration, picks up the purple buff, and gets out clean. A buff stolen away from RSGPH by KT.
And Apbr, they're invasive. Yesterday, it was RSG just being the invasive team. This time now, Apbr, they will give the invasive personalities, well, the invasive plays style towards RSG. Look at this.
Ooh, they're not stopping. They're gonna go in all the way again. Demon Kite still able to run away, but my goodness, Kyle just saves the last part of that shadow kill to find it.
And again, it was 1,000 a minute ago. Now it's 2,500 almost here for Apbr.
Wow.
And the neutral objective is all ready for Kyle. Take a look. Almost an engage, perhaps. RSG will, they have to concede this.
It's really, really tough for RSGPH to really look for any plays right now. Apbr are just absolutely taking their time. This is what's scary about them, right? They're so aggressive. They know their timings. The Quad Shadow comes into the mid lane. Aqua gonna be dove on. A good flicker out of the shadow kill, but it doesn't even matter. Kyle just picks him up.
Kyle TZ, man, just so powerful, and now Nats trying to get something in return, but he might get punished for it.
Oh, Nats now pulled. Good gank here as Nats now will not be able to survive. Good kill. Netherrealm to save, just to ensure the safety of Apbr.
And they're gonna go for more. Lightyear is getting poked down hard. Iman, whoa, an aggressive maneuver. Flap TZ finds the Earth Shatter and an Onward. Disengages for the team. And JC sees Iman. Kyle TZ is just obliterating RSGPH one by one, using the space now to invade again.
5 minutes, 6 minutes now, 4,000. Right, that says a lot here. I mean, RSG, what do they need to do here?
They gotta really put some pressure onto Kyle TZ, man. This guy, he's doing so much damage so early on. That's almost surprising. I don't think even RSGPH expected that. He has the Master Assassin though, so he is doing a lot more damage when it's a 1v1 situation. This is the problem though. AP Bren, they're forcing RSG PH to split around, and if they split, then they get picked off. If they stick together, then AP Bren start getting a farm advantage. That is part of why they're just getting such huge gold leads when it's only 6 minutes into the game.
Exactly. And you can see here top saying, do they have enough firepower?
It might be able to, but a Tornapart Memory gets popped in late and he just gets out with the quad shadow. Armando, however, should be able to pick up a turret up top right now, even with Owen rotating. One more hit is all he needs, and that's the first turret of the game for RSGPH.
The AP Bren will look for a trade in the turtle here. And Joy, does he have enough levels to contest this?
No. No, he doesn't. But the shadow kill comes in. Aqua not even able to pop the Nether Realm that he stole. That's how much damage Kyle TZ can do.
I wonder if right now RSGPH are wishing they had some more purifiers, man, because these engages have been brutal. They're just stun locked, and the damage comes in way too early. And it's all from Flap TZ here. He is the main frontline, and he's doing it all. Damage, crowd control, and tankiness. Just like that, he goes in, and then he backs out. Kyle TZ makes the play alone.
And that is why the Purify is so annoying if you utilized it in the right composition here. AP Bren, again, they're very safe, right? Super Mario, he can travel solo because he has that Purify, but with rotating with Ogwen, rotating with you, man, this Bruno won't be touched.
Not at all. It's so hard to get to the back. Not because they have a very good cover composition. Well, that is also one of the factors here, but Nats unable to do anything Super Marco. He just slides in front. Flap TZ goes in for an onward in front as well, and that's a turret taken down for the side of AP Bren. They pick it up, and all in the meanwhile, Kyle TZ is up on the other side of the map doing his business. It's time for you guys to follow what AP Bren are doing, and also follow One Esports on social media.
So much pressure, and AP Bren, they're just having their way. Whatever they want to get, they're going to try and go for it. And this is the insane part about the Hayabusa, man. You can just play solo and you're so safe. AP Bren kind of threaten a dive right here, and you can see that RSG, despite how absurd it seems, they're just worried that it might happen. That AP Bren might just go crazy and dive him under the turret like that. That makes you trigger shy, man.
Exactly. They're very nervous in a sense. Oh, there's catch.
Spatial Migration and the Violet Requiem right now with some burst damage as well, but Kyle TZ is able to find the Shadow kill. The Nether Realm, not enough just yet. Kyle TZ gets out with the Quad Shadow. And now it's Oakwood with the re-engage, circling Eagle to 2. AP Bren, no real follow-up as of right now. 9 minutes in, and it's another outplay. Clean from Mr. KT.
That's the only window that I feel like RSG can turn the game around, but even with that, their gold, it seems like their deficit was a little bit too big.
Yeah, man, I really thought that was going to be it for Kyle TZ, that his impudence was finally going to be punished, but man, I think the crowd control was not spaced out properly here. I thought that there was enough stuns to make sure that he does not get to use the quad shadow, but they failed, and because they invested so much time and control to try and get that pick off, it's going to be a free lord, and now Flap TZ again.
It was a good Earth Shatter, actually.
It was, and peep that 9 minutes earlier, 10 seconds ago, Kyle TZ is level 15, so that's a very effective Hayabusa now, going on 6-0 total kills.
In 9 minutes, he was able to get level 15. The amount of pressure, the amount of invades happening here from AP Bren, it's almost like RSG don't even have a jungle to play with. It's completely invaded 24/7 with the First Lord. They've cracked the base wide open in the bottom lane. It's base turret number 1 taken down. AP Bren looking for another in the mid lane with another siege mounting up. Nats jumps in with the penalty zone onto 3, but it's not going to be enough. Everybody from AP Bren just walks out of it. They don't even dash out of it. They just chill. They walked. They jogged out of it.
They pressed shift. But yes, RSGPH here, they are just lacking in that damage department here, Arashi.
Absolutely.
So, again, 10,000 gold deficit. They don't have damage to play around with.
Don't even have tankiness, man. Nats aimed at tanky, and now they're going in.
Flapteezy with a flicker onward, another initiation as well to the back, but another realm still saves them for a bit, but the worldie there with the help of the Primal Wrath as well, melts them down to the back as Nats tries to hold the front line down, but will be taken out. Inevitably, Light with another spatial migration to the Violent Requiem, locking Calteezy down, and that's a shutdown. RSG are on the board in the 11th minute of the game. Somehow, some way, they finally were able to get a trade in, and it's a big one.
RSGPH finally corrects the scoreline. You're right, 11 minutes in though. Apbr still has such a huge lead here. Item check.
It's a 10k gold lead. And what's funny to me is when RSGPH get the shutdown on Calteezy, I think 3 members immediately just bought items. That's how much gold they were getting from it. And so far, I think the big point to take a look at here is the fact that Flapteezy does have the Radiant Armor, so he is pretty immune to the bulk of the things that RSGPH can throw. So he's not exactly, I don't know, pickable at this point if they're trying to go for a pickoff. So RSGPH have to go for someone else, and that's going to be very difficult to see how Flapteezy is positioning. Super Marco though with the Windtalker, that's going to be a lot more attack speed, and he was already doing an insane amount of crits, almost 2k.
And also do note, ladies and gentlemen, in case you just come through to the stream, Calteezy was a level 15 in minute number 9-ish, almost 10, but Demonkind has yet to reach level 14, almost 13 minutes in. So that says a lot about the farm that RSGPH is looking for. Very, very small, or has been getting. Very small farm. And Apbr, again, they're forcing a fight here in the top lane.
All the time they're looking for chances around the map. Apbr are screening them. They're always just watching them from a distance. They know where RSGPH are, even when they're looking for something around the map. If you saw Light earlier, followed, stalked all the way back home into their base. And now with an enhanced Lord in the 13th minute of the game and 3 waves pushing down, this might be it for game number 1.
That's the big problem right here. Even if they want to try and get something, Apbr, they're just way too mobile, and they can go in whenever they want.
Circling Eagle just to pressure RSGPH just to push them back right now as the mountain to be targeted down. Spatial migration connects. Oh, he predicted the quad shadow and Calteezy falls, but the base is still wide open despite the mechanical plays happening for RSG. They'll lose game number 1.